Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Karen, coming to you with another upload. So we're still on the Black Greek letter organizations and the Christian principle, if it was truly based on Christian principles. Now, as I was going through the word, I saw that Jesus, he always was out in the open teaching. He was never doing things in secret. Like the whole basis of him being out in the public and teaching so that people knew the principles of Christianity, and that's how the gospel was essentially made, and through his interactions with others. But he did have conversations with just him and his disciples, but Jesus was always out teaching as well, teaching to the public. And with the Black Greek letter organizations, I don't see them teaching what their principles are. You just hear of the stuff that they do, but you never really hear about what, what I mean, in terms of the spiritual aspect of it, which is what we're talking about. It was based on Christian principles. Like, what are you teaching in terms of the public spiritually? Because Jesus was always teaching spiritually. And when he wasn't teaching spiritually in the open, he was teaching spiritually in private to his disciples. So if they are teaching privately the spiritual things, what are they teaching spiritually? I've never known Black Greek letter organizations to even teach in public about spiritual stuff or stuff based on Christian principles, which is what Christ did all the time, and that's how we know that the gospel is the gospel, and that's how we know what Christian principles are. But I never hear them really talk about the Christian principles and the basis of what is that the actual foundation of their organizations. All I hear is, we're about founded on Christian principles, and we do community service, and we do this, and we really help the community, but there's no spiritual connections, or there's no verses that I ever hear them really tie that into. There's verses that anybody could pluck out and say, this is, what we base this on. Well, if it is what you base it on, where are your verses, number one? Number two, I'm pretty sure that we could, see whether or not what they tie it to is actually based on Christian principles or not. But my thing is, we don't even need verses. But the thing is, he always spoke openly about if you want to say principles, his principles. He always spoke openly and privately to his disciples about his principles. And even when it was private, his disciples could still stand up in the public and but stand up to, the leaders of the time and say, this is what Christ believed and you're wrong. And to the point where they got put in precarious situations. With the Black letter organizations, they haven't even shook the system enough to the point where people know what they're about, know what they're doing. White individuals don't really even know about the organizations, whether it be negative or positive. So if these organizations were truly based on Christian principles, wouldn't they be out teaching more from a spiritual aspect of what they believe in their Christian principles? I just don't, you know what I mean? If it was based on Christian principles, because that's, the basis of what Christ was doing. He really taught principles. And that's what we do at church. We teach our principles at church every Sunday. And I'm wondering why they're not teaching their principles, you know, if it was based on Christian principles. So that is my question, and this is my upload. I hope you guys enjoy, or not enjoy, but I hope you guys, that was something that you guys could see whether or not, or use your information wisely to see if it was truly based on Christian principles. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.